Hey, what's happening, people? Broncolor lights and light modifiers are the Rolls-Royce of photography equipment. They are very specialized and help you get very unique looks. And the lighting patterns of these light modifiers, help you get is very amazing, very unbelievable. But I don't think all the time you have to use equipment like that. You can use something like you have on hand. And looking on the website, under the Learn page, I saw they have a bunch of inspiration images done by some in-house photographers. And I really liked a couple of them. And I was trying to replicate these lighting patterns with small flashes. I suppose the Godox V1, I had to use the zoom because it's square head, and I use some small modifiers who they only fit the square heads, not the round heads. And of course the Explore 100, it's a similar category, but I just didn't have the third light sometimes, and I have to use that one. I'm setting up my lights with a meter because I'm old school, and I like to make it very easier for me to set up this. Of course, very expensive equipment and very specialized equipment like Broncolor make your job easier, and you can get results much faster, much smoother. The equipment is for photographers. The end results are for the clients. So I don't think that the clients, they hire you for the equipment you have, how many lenses, how many lights, how many cameras. They hire you for your creativity, vision, and your style, personal style. And at the end of the day, they just want to see the final results, fitting their needs and the job description. I don't think they care how you get it done. How long it's done, on the budget, and how long it's done the way they want it. I didn't want to download these reference images from Broncolor to put it on this video because I didn't have permission, but I'm going to put a link below in the description to the page, and you can see the images for yourself, and you can compare them side by side. Of course, it took me a little bit longer, and I struggled a couple of times with some stuff, to get the images done, or get it pretty close with what these guys on the Broncolor did. It was a very fun experience because it was fun to try to figure it out how to make it work and get the results what you want. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. So I'll go to the first shot. For this shot, we're going to use as inspiration this photograph Urs Rescher took for some museum. It's an artifact. And I didn't have the same exact things. I'm using this statue by a famous sculptor, Brancusi, and it's called The Kiss, and I think it's an amazing piece. The architecture of this light Urs Rescher is using is very interesting because he's using a hard light as a spot, to have hard shadows on the statue. And for feel, which is hard to see if you don't know how you gotta see behind the scene to see how it's illuminated, to understand that the feel is from underneath, shooting up, and it's just the ambient, it kind of like open up these shafts, shadows. And if you see the picture the first time, it's very hard to see that where the feel was positioned. And for the background, I'm going to use an Evolve 100 with a raw grid, 25-degree grid, to get a little bit of light on the background. And because I thought that the light was too harsh, I just used some piece of paper and drape it over to soften up the light a little bit more. Of course, the Broncolor equipment is more specialized, and whatever he using on this shot is, I don't know, $12,000-$15,000 or more, and altogether I don't think this is $1,000 right here of equipment. My main light is a V1 with a grid and a snoot on top of it, because I want to make sure that the light is going just in a very precise shaft of light on the statue, doesn't spill around, and it takes a little time to position the light. You got to take a couple of shots, and you position the light to have kind of a nice illumination of your artifact or your object, and like in my case, the statue. And when you're happy with it, you know, to have a nice illumination, you go to the second light, which is your fill, and you start with a very low settings. You're just gonna dial it up to see where it looks right. When these two lights are okay, you gotta start messing around with your background light, because you gotta make sure that it doesn't spill. It's just a little, you gotta get the texture on the background and nothing more. Of course, these lights, you know, they're not the same as the Broncolor, but I think you can still get a decent shot, you know, for the end user, like somebody's looking at these pictures, they don't know what kind of light you use. Of course, for a smooth ride as a photographer, you want to use the best equipment, but sometimes you have to start somewhere, and I think any available lights you have, they are good lights. You just have to work a little bit harder and make sure that you try to get the best of your lights all the time. For this shoot, I got this inspiration image from a Broncolor website. When these guys are using two light setup with two color gels, and they have it in softboxes, and I replicate this having a softbox, an angular softbox, 24 inches on the left side of my subject. And what is very interesting in this setup, you create a light pattern on this side of the face, and the split, you know, it happened by the nose, and the other one is slightly behind, and this is going to be with a blue gel, and this are going to be with orange gel. The one thing, I have it angled like almost like straight down, and when I was trying to set up the light, I realized that I have to bring it all the way to the front here, so it casts some highlights in her eyes. Otherwise, the eyes are going to be totally, you know, dark with no highlights, and they don't look very good. The other one, you know, I brought it up and in the front of the subject, low, even lower, and aim it up a little bit, to create kind of like this clamshell light between these two lights and the subject. And what is very interesting and what I like a lot is the deep orange color on the left side of the face. But it's something I struggle, because I try to use just one orange color gel, and it didn't look right. The color was washed out. I tried to use the Profoto orange color gel on my Godox V1, and it didn't look right. You know, it was like to wash out. It didn't look like the image they have on the Broncolor website. What I ended up doing, I ended up stacking like 3 filters. I stuck 3 full CTO gels on together. And I put them on my light. These angular lights are really nice, because you can use the filter inside of the box. So when you're gonna install your flash in the box, you have, you know, you can use color correction, CTOs, or color gels. My second light is a Parapop 28 inches, and I'm using this time a Profoto blue gel inside the box. It's magnetic, so it's gonna stick like right away. And right now I'm just gonna use this Explorer 100. What I like about these lights, they click and secure your flash in place, so it doesn't fall off. It's very strong, you know, like it's no problem. And playing with the exposure and the location of the lights to make sure I'm getting some highlights and with different lighting modifiers and strobes. I don't say you should not get this specialized equipment, like Broncolor, Profoto, Elichrome, whatever you want, because it does make your job smoother. But I think it's more important to develop your creative vision and personal style, because that are going to get you higher, not the equipment you have. Of course, if you want to get a smooth ride, you get the best equipment and you're just going to sail in the sunset with no problem.